I'm Roger.
And I'm Adam.
And today we have another episode of RC Street Shop's Product of the Week.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the Nitro Stampede from Traxxas. This is a great little starter truck if you want to get into Nitro.
Okay, Nitro. So, technically three predominant RC engine types out there.
Mm-hmm.
Electric, Nitro, gas.
Correct.
This isn't Nitro. This isn't gas. This isn't electric.
This is Nitro.
This is the same Nitro they use in Fast and the Furious. Right?
No, it's not. That is nitrous oxide. Nitromethane.
Okay.
Now, when 99% of people talk about gas cars, is it gas powered? You have gas cars. They're talking about nitromethane cars.
Yeah.
Now, that's right. They call it nitromethane because it's nitromethane. It's a type of fuel that's used in dragsters and race cars and these crazy little RC cars.
Now, my time in the hobby, my time working in the shop, generally a couple things that people are always interested in is speed.
Mm-hmm.
How fast is it going to go?
Mm-hmm.
That usually one of the number one first questions people have about vehicles. And as time's gone on, it has generally been electric vehicles, electric batteries are always faster than the nitros. So what is the advantage? Why are these things still around these days? Because they seem to be. There is a large segment of the folks that come into our store always asking about these, making the assumption they're faster.
Well, I think that's part of it. Part of the assumption is, I think there's a big assumption by people who don't have a lot of experience that nitro cars are faster than electric cars, and that used to be the case many years ago, but ever since the brushless and LiPo technology has come a long ways, nitro cars aren't fast. They're fast, just not as fast as electrics. But nitro cars have a lot going for them. They're extremely fun to run. They make noise. It's like a living, breathing thing. I mean, it's pulling out air, it's spitting out exhaust, it's making noise. Some of them have 2 speeds. They shift gears.
But that advantage is also its disadvantage for someone new to the hobby, right?
Correct.
I see a lot of folks have issues with getting these things going.
Yes, nitro cars are not as easy as just pull a cord and it runs. Now, most of the time, when you have the car tuned well, it will start right away, and they're fairly easy to use, but they do require a lot of maintenance, much more maintenance than an electric car requires.
Okay.
So, now...
And that's something I think we need to drive home before we dive into the nuts and bolts on this is, if you're considering your first RC car, this is really sort of this end of the hobby. These types of engines are really meant for the tinkerer.
Right, yeah.
More than anything else.
That's a very good way to put it. If you're into tinkering with things, if you have patience, the Nitro is fantastic, even for you to start with. And one of the reasons we picked this car is because this is a fantastic Nitro starter car.
Okay, now why is that? What's so good?
Well, this car uses the Pro 15 Traxxas engine, which is their...
Go ahead and pull the clips off.
This is the Pro 15 is the less powerful of the 3 available Traxxas motors, and in trade for that, you get a motor that is very easy to tune.
Okay.
So this is a fantastic motor to learn on because it holds a tune fairly well. It's not super high strung like some of the racing motors and like the 3.3. This motor holds a tune very well, and it's very easy to learn how to tune on this motor. And on top of it, it's a Traxxas product. And what I like about the Traxxas Nitro products is they have excellent instructions. So as opposed to some of the other manufacturers out there, we're just going to leave you on your own to figure things out. Traxxas has very
specific steps.
Traxxas has very specific instructions on how to break the motor in, how to tune it. A lot of times they give you a DVD to show you how to do it. They'll give you the instruction manual goes over it quite a bit. And there's always these little warnings on here. Stop before doing this. I mean, there's a lot of good information that you need to know that Traxxas supplies you with. And I really think that if someone's going to go with Nitro, or even on their first Nitro car, even if you've had RC cars before, Traxxas is the way to go when it comes to Nitro cars because their instructions are so clear and their instructions are so good.
Now, that's not the only advantage besides the Traxxas parts, durability, etc.
Right.
Being a good starter kit. It actually came with a bunch of stuff in the package, which was, I mean, they're usually ready to run their electric stuff, but this seemed like this just went a little more above and beyond.
And once again,
fuel bottle,
Traxxas. With all Traxxas Nitro cars, you get everything you need. This car is an electric start. It has the
That's why there's no... I was going to ask you, where's the ripcord?
But no, this is an electric start.
Yeah.
So another fantastic thing is no gnarly blisters from trying to start the car when it will start. You put this in the back, hit the red button. One light will light up for the glow plug, one light will light up for the motor running, and it fires right up.
Okay.
So this car has a lot of stuff to make it less frustrating to run nitro cars for the beginner, and it's a good value because, like you said, fuel bottle, battery charger, starter, tools, all the stuff you're going to have to buy extra. So if you go find some cheap $200 nitro car, it's not really a $200 nitro car because you've got to buy fuel, you've got to buy a glow nut, you've got to buy all this stuff that goes along with it. And usually you'll spend anywhere between $70 to $100 on that extra stuff, and that $200 car becomes a $300 car real quick. And you already get all that stuff with this truck. So this truck is a fantastic value, and you don't have to deal with the poor quality parts of a low-end car.
That's true. I do want to point out, you get a fuel bottle, you don't actually get fuel.
Right, that's correct.
Included. You'll have to get that from your local hobby shop.
Or from RC Street Shop.
Or there you go. Us too. Give me that thing. Monster truck style. Very popular with folks.
Yes.
Talk about that for a little bit.
Visually, this looks exactly like the electric Wrestler.
Yes.
Once you pull the body off, it's a completely different truck. The Nitro trucks have an aluminum chassis. You've got gears and brakes. And one thing with Nitro cars is you've got two servos. You have a servo that operates the brake and the throttle, and you have a steering servo, whereas an electric car, you have just a speed control, which handles the brakes. Gotcha. So those two servos on this, it's different, but it has that cool, the popular look that the Stampede has, and it's neat. I mean, it's not slow. This will do 35 miles an hour.
Now, we were talking speed earlier. Are there things folks can do to make it faster than 35 miles an hour? It's not, or is it like having a LiPo battery will make it better? Or?
Well, yes and no. So the first thing I would do if it was for mine was once you learn to tune it and once you get good at running the motor, I would go to the 3.3 motor because that's going to take it from being like a 30-mile-an-hour truck to probably a 50-mile-an-hour truck. It's a big difference, and that's probably, if you want to make a significant speed difference on a nitro car, really the only way to do it is to change the motor to a much more powerful motor. That's one of the other differences with nitro is that with electric cars, it's just you add a battery, you add a brushless motor, you add voltage, you add power. These cars are limited by engine RPM, and it's not really that easy to increase that. The easiest way to do it is to increase the motor, or not to increase, but is to put a better motor in there to make it go faster. So, but that's another neat thing of this car is the Pro 15 isn't the fastest motor in the world, but it's a small block, and any small block will fit it. So, you can put a motor in there that's going to be ballistic if you want to in the future. And
you get a fancy controller.
Yep, you get the Traxxas TQI system.
Yes, pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
What does TQ stand for? Top qualifier?
Top qualifier, yeah. That's their brand name. The TQ, it is a nice radio for a basic radio. For something that only has one screw on it, you can go in through here and program things. Steering trim and all this kind of crazy stuff, but it's not easy, but there's a menu that comes with it. And what you do is you hold the button down, the light blinks, and you go through these different blinks. So for a basic radio controller, it's not a bad setup.
And obviously if someone's been in the hobby for a while, they'll have a fancy controller.
Yeah, you can put a fancy, exactly,
what is the price point on this? I mean, obviously they give you just about everything in it. I mean, literally your charger, battery, I mean, really the only thing you're going to need is fuel.
Right. Nitro Stampede runs about a little over $300. I believe it's around $320, $325, which is a good deal because as we were speaking before, you find a $200 no-name
you're dumping
car.
$100 just in the stuff you need to run it.
You're close enough to the price of this that this is definitely something we always recommend the Nitro Stampede to people when they come in. I want a nitro car, I've done nitro, and we always recommend this truck because it's a fantastic value and it's got that Pro 15, which is an easy-to-tune motor.
Me and Traxxas, lots of support, obviously a lot of stock stuff, a lot of aftermarket stuff.
Fantastic customer support.
Yeah, just all around, it's a good buy. So we wanted to show off. I tend to be electric vehicle biased, but there are enthusiasts of the nitro thing. So
I've run lots and lots of nitros, and I like both. And nitro is a really, really fun way to run a car. And like I said, Adam nailed it on the head when you say if you're someone who likes to tinker, there's no better way to go than the nitro car because nitro cars require constant tinkering, constant maintenance. So they're a lot more enjoyable to own if you were into stuff like that.
All right. Obviously, if folks want to check this out, where can they do that?
RC Street Shop, 5521 East Spring Street, Long Beach, California.
Excellent. And if folks want to give us a call and say, hey, I love the show, show. But yeah, I love what you're doing on that YouTube thing.
That YouTube thing is great. 562-425-9000.
Excellent. Let us know what you think. Are you into the Nitro thing?
Yeah.
Do you have one? How do you like it?
Give us some feedback.
Yeah, we'd like to hear that. Better yet, hit us up on social media. We're there as well. We do the Twitter thing, RC Street Shop, all one word. Like I said, hit us up there. We always post when new stuff comes in the store and when content goes out. Same thing for Facebook. We got a page there. Give that a like. Keep up on things if that's your preferred arena. And, of course, hey, the best thing you could do if you want to interact with us, subscribe to the channel right there. Go ahead, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Let us know if you have one, how you like it, and, are you a Nitro guy? Or are you an electric gal? I don't know. Let us know.
Like most of you, I probably think you love both.
Probably. So, it's, always... it's always fun to thrash around.
Exactly.
That's what the monster truck style's for. So we'll see you next week.